Okay, Katrina, so now that we have a high-resolution near-map image, what do we do with the project?
Let's go into the sketch. Let's trace out the lines of this roof and get our measurements.
All right, great. So here's that high-resolution near-map image. And in order to draw lines of the roof, we are going to navigate over to the Draw button here. Pretty self-explanatory, but just in case you need a little bit of help, don't forget, look for that orange question mark. You can always start a tutorial from pretty much any screen within RoofSnap to help guide you through the process.
Great.
I'm not going to worry about the tutorial right now. I'm just going to go ahead and, it's probably a good idea with this roof to start drawing the second story.
Okay.
I think it makes it a little easier when you start with the second story and then you do the first story areas afterwards.
Perfect.
So why not just start right in the middle here at the ridge? I place my cursor where ridge intersects with one of these two rakes here, and I left click. That's going to allow me to draw out a line, and when I get to the end of that ridge, look for that orange cursor tail. That lets me know I've drawn it perfectly horizontally. I spent all that time making sure it was level.
Yes.
This is why. So it's going to keep that line nice and straight. I left click again, and it's just going to daisy chain, so I can go line after line. So I'll come down here to about the middle of the gutter, left click again, and I'm going to come across the gutter edge and come up that rake. And I've got my first facet done. Now I can continue to daisy chain here. So let's come down this rake and across the bottom eave and up the rake. And now we've connected two separate facets.
Wonderful.
Now I've got this line, but I've got nowhere to go.
Yeah, what do you do with that?
Well, occasionally you're going to have to drop lines. And you do that just by right-clicking. It goes away. You don't have to worry about connecting it to anything. You don't have to worry about deleting it later on.
Great.
But we'll show you how to do deleting of the lines here in a moment as well, just in case you do need to start something over. Now, I'm going to hop into facets real quick because I think it's a good idea to check your facets from time to time. You want to make sure that they're highlighting in blue as you go. And of course, right now they're 0-12 since we haven't put in pitch. We'll take care of that here in a minute. Let's jump back over to Draw and let's do these first story sections. So I'm actually going to zoom in a little bit and I can click on the screen without actually drawing a line, and I can drag and move the map image around.
Wonderful.
All right, so let's go back to this corner here, and let's come across the gutter edge. And it's going to come to 24.8. So let's come to 25.8 and give it about a foot overhang. Let's come up the step wall here to the ridge of that first story section.
Okay.
Come across the ridge and come down and connect that rake to that eave. And I have to drop that line. Now I'm just going to pan and zoom, so that's just clicking and then moving my cursor by using my mouse or my trackpad.
Okay.
And I'm going to come down this one. And I'm looking to be perfectly straight, so keep an eye out for those orange shaded cursor tails. And you know what? This line's going to be a little too long for my zoom level, so I'm going to use my mouse wheel just to zoom out a bit.
Wonderful.
And then I'm going to draw all the way across. And I want it to line up with the second story, but I don't want to connect it to this outside corner because that's not where this rake goes. This rake actually goes to a roof-to-wall flashing, which is just going to be about a foot beyond.
And a good visual just to kind of point out, if you are meeting up with a point that's already been laid down, that cursor is going to turn from red to a green color.
Let's demonstrate that. I'm going to come over here and come up this step wall. And you know what? I can actually zoom while I'm drawing.
Nice.
So when this red, it's red right now, right?
You got it.
When this red cursor comes to an existing point, it's going to change to blue.
Green.
Green. It's changing to green. I am apparently getting colorblind in my age. All right, so we just have this little rear section to do. So let's zoom in on that. And again, I start with this outside corner. You can draw the roof in any order that you see fit, but I kind of like to come from the outside in. And I'll come down to where there's going to be another roof-to-wall flashing, giving it a little bit of an overhang, about a foot. Come up this rake and across this eave.
All right.
Now, for your benefit, I'm going to draw one extra line. That would have been a mistake. That's not something that should actually be there. So if you end up drawing a line and you don't need it, you can use these undo redo buttons here to undo redo whatever the last change that you made is within RoofSnap. Or you can navigate over here to edges. And if you've got a line that you need to delete, just go here and highlight this delete edge. Okay. And you can click on any line at this point. It doesn't have to be the last one you did. It could be one you did 15 lines ago.
Okay.
And you just delete that one and it goes away.
Awesome.
So let's scroll all the way back out, and the final check to make sure that you've drawn all of your lines correctly is to jump over into facets. Now that we're in facets, you can see that we have a 0 for every single slope, and we have all of the facets are shaded in blue.
Wonderful.
And that's what you need to accomplish in order to draw out the lines of the roof.
Thanks a lot, Jason.